It's Wednesday and it's time for Twinfold. Every Wednesday at 2 p.m. on YouTube, you can catch us talking about the best resources, events, and influencers in EdTech. And this is your show, so sound off using the hashtag TwinfoldChat and let us know what you think. We can be reached on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at FP Global. In today's Surround Sound segment, we are highlighting the South by Southwest Festival, specifically South by Southwest EDU. We had the awesome chance in capturing some of the sights and sounds, so here's a clip of what we've been able to experience.
We're Hassa and Hussa. We're here at South by Southwest EDU.
The feeling of learning is the most engaging thing you'll ever see with your program.
Because ultimately, students have ideas. They want to do something, or maybe they just haven't been asked to create something yet that is going to have an impact in the world.
We want you to add your 2 cents and answer our poll question, which is, what is diversity? What does diversity mean to you? And how is diversity important in tech? You can leave your comments with the hashtag TwinfoldChat. Hope to hear from you soon.
Hello, everyone. We're here with Rodney Sampson. He is the CEO and chairman of Opportunity Hub, but most importantly, he is the creator of Hbcu at South by Southwest. So welcome, Rodney.
Hey, how's it going?
We're good. We're great. We're good. Thanks for being here with us. And the funny thing is that I used to live in Atlanta. Rodney is based in Atlanta. And I met him about 4 years ago when he was just launching Opportunity Hub. Yeah. So could you tell us a little bit about Opportunity Hub, but also what drove you to create Hbcu at South by Southwest?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for inviting me on your platform. I never take that for granted. So I think full context, I started my career nearly 20 years ago as a technology entrepreneur. And so now, thanks to the amplification of diversity and inclusion and equity-based work, people are talking about it. 20 years ago, you just got in where you fit in. No one was really talking about it, not in tech. They were talking about it in Atlanta and other sectors like government, corporate, and education. But tech, it was so nascent in terms of the conversation. It really wasn't even coming up. Having evolved over time, my wife and I said when we were in a position to begin to give back, how could we provide a platform of resources, a safe space to work and to build and to access our network, and then help create an engine to grow a network so that other would-be founders or technologists or entrepreneurs wouldn't have to go through what I went through 20 years ago.
Right, correct.
Not that, I don't, the experience, I would not trade it for anything in the world, but there are the nuances of actually building a business. It's like I should have had a safe space to go and to be able to work and to build and to have mentors and to find advisors and to pitch investors and to just grow my business. And so about 4 years ago, we were here at South by Southwest, maybe 5, and that's when I was on the production team of Mark Burnett Productions. And Shark Tank is what everyone talks about. And so I worked with Hugh Forrest, who helps run South by, on setting up the first Shark Tank casting call. And so we were moving around, and it was like, there's not a lot of ethnic diversity here. And so my wife, who's matriculated to HBCU, she actually had the idea for HBCU at South by Southwest.
Oh wow!
So
International Women's Day, bing, bing, bing,
bing, bing, bing, bing. Exactly. So the first year we scraped up money ourselves and we funded it the first year, and we brought 50 students down.
That's awesome.
And what happened, whether it was a miracle or whether it was serendipity, the students were meeting folks at companies that were like, hey, what are you doing for the summer? Would you like to interview and work at our company? And so it turned into like a recruiting experience without us even trying. And so we took a step back. Afterwards, we brought on a team, and then in the second year, we brought 100 students. And this year, we're bringing 125 students from 60 schools. And we opened it up. So it's definitely HBCU students. We have Hispanic students, Latinx students rather, some students from tribal colleges. We have some Asian students that were invited as well.
This is wonderful.
We opened it up to predominantly white institutions, minority service. It's just broader, right? The brand is still HBCU at South by, just as a tribute to that intersectionality of the history of education in our country for men and women of color and the innovation economy.
Amazing. You talk about diversity, which I think is very important because it's very evident here that you don't see many people of color in general, many women in general, sitting on the panels, being the people that are talking about the tech issues. So HBCU at South by Southwest is a great pipeline, but how do you think this program is actually fostering diversity in tech in general?
Sure. Well, one, presence is precedence, right? Yeah. So a part of the myth is like, I don't know where to go look for people of color. I don't know where to find women. I don't know to find folks from rural America. There's always a reason why I can't find the people that you're telling me I don't have in my organization, right? So when you drop 125 students of color, and you drop 50 speakers, and then our team of like 20 people, and then sponsors of about 30 to 40, like Facebook is bringing 15 people, right? So our delegation then swells to like 250 people.
Right.
Now the challenge of that 250 people spread out, doesn't look like much, but when everybody's got their it's official swag, t-shirt, thanks to MailChimp.
Love it.
Official swag.
Great advertising.
Gotta give them a shout out. And so, like when we all show up to take that group photo or they're moving around, and it's like, wait, now this year what we've done, we actually have our own house.
Okay.
So we have the OHUB house, which on Friday, tomorrow, and Sunday is at Maggie Mae's.
Oh.
And so we'll be going from 9 in the morning to 2 a.m. at night. We've got 2 parties. We've got all types of stuff. Google is doing something. Oculus and Facebook are doing something. MailChimp. All the companies are really creating these experiences, and we've opened it up. So now if you come to the OHUB house, then you can see the density of it, right? And I think that's important. Then on Saturday, we have 6 official panels at the JW Marriott.
Okay.
Literally going from like 9:30 to 6 o'clock.
Wow.
And then we have an activation with Capital One over their house where a lot of the students will be going over there. So when they show up, it's like, they're here. They do exist, And I think that's the first step is just disrupting the myth that there isn't an already existing talent. Now, sometimes even the students themselves or the talent themselves don't know they're there because they've never seen this world.
Correct.
Like they're studying computer science. They're learning, they're learning technical programming languages. And, they're like coding. They're actually doing it and they're working where they work, but we haven't made the connection. And so if you look at every social media platform on the graph, people of color have tipped it, right?
Absolutely.
Going back to when Tom was everybody's friend on MySpace, right? You could count on one friend, that was Tom, right? Then Facebook, then Twitter. It's like people of color have tipped it, and they, Black Twitter, it's like it's a thing, but it's not a thing, but it's a thing, right? And so we've taken a hashtag and literally have, driven change. But I was telling a group of young people, like every time you retweet and you quote tweet, you drive up the interactivity, you drive up the value of a company that you don't have any stock in.
Right.
Yes. And so I think that a part of bringing young people here as early as possible is for them to see it, but then also see themselves in it. And then our primary goal for this weekend, and we have about a 90% success rate. We're aiming for 100, nothing's 100, but we literally want to get every student hired.
Great.
And some of the students have already been hired. They don't know it yet, but they've already been hired for either summer or seniors graduating full-time work. And so they'll be getting those announcements on the ground.
That's wonderful.
You know what? That was my next question for you. How are you taking this event and really empowering the youth to get jobs?
Yeah.
And so it's so fantastic that they are being hired directly by these companies that are funding them to be here. But my next question would be, what's the global impact, right?
I was just about to say that.
You know, because tech has no borders, right? So how are you taking this event? How are the youth that are participating in this event making a global impact in the tech world?
Well, this weekend is the official launch of our Ecosystem Wealth app.
Okay.
So you can go download it, iOS and Google Play. As a part of our process of actually kind of building something for scale, we've launched the app. So all the students are there. Anyone can download it. It's peer-to-peer. It's actually kind of like, there's this thing out there, I don't know, it's called Tinder. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So you swipe this way for something and swipe that for that, right? Well, it's Tinderous. You know?
Okay. All right.
But it's around where, like what you're looking to learn, who you're trying to connect with, around three primary constructs.
Okay.
You know, technology, education, and careers, high growth startup entrepreneurship, and multi-generational wealth creation. So that's the thesis of the app. In addition to that, we're launching physical chapters of Opportunity Hub. Because we bring 125, but we had 1,000 students apply this year. So we had to let 875 students down. And they were like, well, how do we stay engaged? And we were like, well, we could engage them on other platforms. Like, well, let's just do it on our own, right? So we built that, and now we're launching physical chapters. And what's interesting is there's a cost to run it. We're a business, by the way. We're not a nonprofit. We are a for-profit business. So we have margins. The companies understand that. So we have had people step up, influential people like Kent Bazemore, who plays for the Hawks. He went to Old Dominion University, but he's from North Carolina near Winston-Salem. So he's sponsoring those chapters.
Okay, great.
Okay. And so we're like, okay, we got to find a alum to sponsor a chapter. Now companies are interested in sponsoring chapters so that we can keep them engaged around those three constructs year round. And then one of our other programs called the Esp Code Fund. So we trained, this is our coding boot camp program.
Oh, okay.
And so last year we trained over 150 people in about 15 cities, adults, to code and get their first jobs as software developers. So that's another tribe of people that we have as well. And so we have so many linkages. We're not even yet maximizing the relationships you bring a young person here, you change their life, because the trajectory of the interns they get sets them on a new path.
Absolutely.
You take someone through a coding boot camp and they get an entry-level position as a software developer, sky's the limit.
Right.
And we haven't even made an ask of those people yet. So we're looking at how do we ask and say, can you help us grow this and scale it? Because there's a lot to do. I don't know if you study the wealth gap in this country. By 2053, the average net worth, assets minus liabilities, of a Black American family will be zero.
Wow.
Today it's about 11,000.
11,000, right. Wow.
And Latinx is 13,000. By 2073, it'll be zero.
Wow.
So it's like nothing we're doing is working. It won't work. It's not working at scale. If we're going to go from there to there.
Right.
So unless we do something at scale to literally disrupt the trajectory of that, and that's what I'm focused on. How do we literally get people on a path? Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, you are truly not only an innovator, but a visionary. Yeah. And I'm so glad that you were able to speak with us.
Sure.
With all that is going on, please tell our viewers where they can find you online, your organization, and what you have just described to us.
Sure. OpportunityHub.co.
Okay.
On the social graph, just look for Opportunity Hub or look for Rodney Sampson, and you'll find us.
All righty.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rodney.
Thank you so much.
Well, we have wrapped up this session. We want to get your feedback on what you thought about this incredible interview. Please find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at FP Global, on all 3 sites and use the hashtag #TwinfoldChat so we can know that you're talking about this particular interview. Alrighty, we'll see you later.